Yo, what's up guys? This is Rise and welcome to another video. I am coming to a close. We're all coming to a close with this Go Battle League season, and I'm having some fun with some different types of teams. I'm kind of right on the cusp of leaderboard range. If I can end the season on the global leaderboard, that'd be pretty cool. If not, I'm not gonna try to stress too much about it. And we are running Clodsire along with Shadow Walrein and Pelipper in this video. We have some really epic battles too. These are in like the 3340, 3350 elo range. So there's some really amazing trainers we're going to go up against and some pretty crazy battles. If you guys are excited for new content and new move updates and such in this new Go Battle League season, hit a like, drop a like on the video as we get into this commentary. Got a couple more videos scheduled for you that I'm going to make today before we transition into the new season. And then make sure to send me those any new Pokemon, any new moves that are featured. Want to showcase it all for you this coming weekend and next week as well. So feel free to send me your battles. Submission link always in the description. Here in this first game, we have a neutral lead as we saw the Clod into the Lickitung, two bulky beasts fighting back and forth. We win the lead matchup, and then we get farmed down by the Trev. So I'm debating, what do I want to come in with? I come in with the Pelly. The reason being is I didn't really want to be forced to shield Seed Bombs on the Shadow Walrein. So Pelly is going to try and chip away as much as possible here. We're farming up a lot of energy. I go for the Weather Ball, hoping at this range it would knock out the Trevenant. And Trevenant actually hangs on, which isn't ideal because it gets another Shadow Claw. But luckily for me, it is a Gligar in the back. So our backline was just really strong against our opponent's backline. He lets the Weather Ball go through, probably just playing to a win con that maybe it's something with like very little fast move pressure. But Walrein is going to eat Gligar for breakfast as we take a win in that first game. Oh, got a little bit too jumpy with skipping ahead. Let me know. It's the last day of the Go Battle League today before it changes over tomorrow to the new season. So let me know what you guys are looking forward to, how maybe this season went for you. Did it go great? Did it go not so great as we approach the new season? Here we see Alolan Sandslash, which is a bit of a core breaker, kind of beats our whole team, at least in certain scenarios. So we're going to try and have to play maybe a little bit risky here, maybe take some gambles. We're going to eat the first Ice Punch. Clodsire, so bulky. He means business. He's going to take the super effective Ice Punch, no problem. I bait the Stone Edge as an Earthquake would one-shot the Sandslash. He wisely throws on charge attack priority, which he would win. So we're going to shield this up. Ice Punch, not going to do anything through the shield. Go for another Stone Edge here. Will the opponent put up a shield? They do. And check out, this is kind of crazy. Despite the ground versus ice, it's also ground versus steel. So Clodsire is actually going to be able to flip the two shield scenario here. You see me wait a turn just to try and avoid him catching the Stone Edge on something. But Clodsire actually going to win the two shield scenario here, which is kind of crazy. In comes Altaria. I'm hoping I can get off a parting Stone Edge. Unfortunately, no, I don't. Not good, but we do have a great answer still for the Altaria in our Walrein. Then there's an Azumarill in back. Kind of awkward because one concern I had here was if I swap in Pelly and Azu is able to knock me out and still have enough health to get off a move against Walrein, I could be in trouble. So that's why I banked some energy on the Walrein in case that could be useful later. Hurricane comes through, does some pretty gnarly damage to the Azumarill. Azu going to throw another move back at us. Azu saying, take that, Pelipper. And here, I'm debating what I want to do, and I decide to just go for Earthquake immediately. This way, we guarantee we knock out the Azu, and we just have to hope that we can live a Moonblast and still reach the Icicle Spear. It's going to be close, man. Moonblast is a hard-hitting move. Altaria going to unleash the Moon Blast, but Walrein hangs on and gets to the Spear and double super effective damage. This should be enough to knock out. Well played by the opponent. Luckily, once again, we had favorable alignment in the back, even though our lead was a little bit scary. So a nice one there. Clodsire and Pelipper and I guess more so Clodsire and Walrein complement each other well because Clodsire is so good against something like a Charge-a-Bug and good against fire types, where Walrein is going to struggle against those two things. Clod against Licky once again. Two very bulky Pokemon, so going to need multiple charge moves. I'm not sure if like triple Stone Edge might be the more efficient play here. It's like part of me wants to just like go for triple Stone Edge instead of like Earthquake double Stone Edge. It seems like it might be overkill. But also part of me is thinking like, well, if I go Stone Edge, it's like less efficient and he might swap out. So might as well get like more damage off first. I don't know if there's a correct play. There's a correct way to play out this matchup. Clodsire taking body slams, no problem. Claude looks so funny. He's a funny looking Pokemon. Going for the Stone Edge here. Nice timing by the opponent getting off this body slam. I think I'm going to look to overfarm just a little bit. Not necessarily anticipating that I can get off a move against something that comes in, but this way maybe I just give less farm to whatever comes in. Stone Edge knocks out. What's going to farm us down? It's going to be Annihilape. We do need switch. We get kind of lucky here because I don't think we were supposed to get off this move. Our opponent lagged a turn, which let us get that off. We come in Pell, and then I lag a turn, so it kind of evens out in a way because then I get denied here. So unfortunate, and I make a huge mistake, as you see. I let the Shadow Ball go through, thinking that a bait was very likely, but that might have been my only lose condition. We were in a really good-looking spot, and now all of a sudden he has a Charmer in back, something that's so oppressive with its fast moves. He's just going to try and tap his way to victory. Going for the Icicle Spear here, grabs a shield. And honestly, I think if our opponent had not thrown energy here, they would have just won on the spot. I don't think I would have reached a third move. But he makes a slight mistake throwing energy. I'm going to get to the Icicle Spear here. And I shouldn't get off this next move because it's 3 turns Charm, 2 turns plus Charge Move. So I actually get what's called the damage registration error here, which I shouldn't have gotten. Actually, wait, am I tripping? Maybe I just lived the charm. But in the end, we are going to feint to the counters. So very winnable game. Most of you guys probably would have won that, I know. But I made a bad call not shielding the Shadow Ball, just trying to call a bait unnecessarily. So that was rough. If we shield the Shadow Ball, I think we just pretty much win that game very convincingly. But it happens. Sometimes you make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Everybody gets that way. Shout out to Hannah Montana. Shout out to Dunsparce, this opponent running some spice. I showed up the first. Honestly, maybe it would have been better to tank this and then still get to 2 Icicle Spears. That was probably the better play. But I shield, and then I'm going to overfarm, and I kind of lure him into throwing on bad timing, so I get a free Powder Snow through. And then I'm going to throw another Icicle Spear here. Don't try this at home. It's usually not a good idea to go down both Protect Shields. So now we're in a 2-0 Protect Shield deficit. In comes Swampert. So at least we flip Switch. And I'm thinking like, okay, we flip Switch. So maybe if I can align Pelipper onto Swamp, I'm in a good spot. Our opponent does unfortunately reach the Earthquake right here. So it would have been an amazing play if I could have caught this onto Pelipper. But of course, that would have been a little bit risky. In comes Sableye. It's a Shadow Sableye. And all of a sudden, I don't know if we're going to be able to handle this thing with this shield deficit. Our opponent actually just takes the Weather Ball, which kind of caught me off guard. But I guess it makes sense. I guess it makes sense because he knows that the Mud Shots are not very threatening to his Sableye. So maybe a smart no shield. Coming through with the foul play. At this point, I'm wondering, like, should I just be committing to Mud Shot fast move damage since he still has 2 shields? Or should I throw energy? I wasn't sure. Kind of caught in a weird, awkward position. Maybe I should have just been committing to fast move damage here, to be honest. He goes for the foul play. I throw this parting move, but once again, I think maybe I should have just committed to Mud Shots here. My thing is, the Swampert was still reasonably healthy, so I feel like Swampert may have still been able to reach double Hydro Cannon to knock out my Pelipper if I didn't bother throwing any of those fast moves. But who knows? Maybe we would have won had we just committed to Mud Shots on Clodsire, because then he probably still has both of his shields, but he doesn't get to a move against our Pelly, so it would have been close. Probably was the only play for me. Here we see Claude into Mantine. Mantine gonna potentially benefit from the Water Pulse buff this new season. Let me readjust myself, sorry. Mantine, so there's some speculation Water Pulse could be we don't really know the energy of it yet. And if it's 55 or 50 energy, that's only a slight improvement from a really terrible move. So it's still not going to be very usable and not very beneficial compared to Ice Beam. However, if it is indeed like 45 energy, all of a sudden Water Pulse will be pretty solid and have some play. So I'm personally hoping that Water Pulse is 45 energy, because that would be definitely a big change and make things like Celio pretty good, make things like Whiscash. You might opt for Water Pulse over Scald because you get to it faster. It also would make Mantine better. So in this game, you saw we won the lead, and then we're going to pivot. We pivoted out into Pelipper. Our opponent's staying, makes the correct shield on the Hurricane, which is really brutal. Calls the Weather Ball like twice and then shields a Hurricane. Like that's unfortunate. Shields the Weather Ball, or lets the Weather Ball go, excuse me, this time. We're going to let Pelipper go down. Now our switch timer is back up, so we're chilling. We're going to come in with Walrein here. He's going to get off a parting Mud Bomb with Whiscash money. Walrein eats it, and there's an Annihilape in back. And I figure, I probably need to get off some damage here first. Otherwise, this is going to be uncomfortable for Clod. So I land the Icicle Spear. Now I can pretty much go straight Stone Edge. Don't really need to build up to Earthquake. Stone Edge is a pretty hard-hitting move, so even though it's resisted, should still chunk away at this remaining health of the Annihilape. I really don't want to shield a Night Slash and have him boost or something, so I take the first move. It is a Shadow Ball, and here I'm thinking, you know, I think I might be able to still reach the Stone Edge if this is a Night Slash. It is a Night Slash, and with 1 HP, Clodsire, business as per usual, gets off the Stone Edge. Invisible health. And Walrein's going to be able to close out here for the W. Nice little win there. And yeah, you might be thinking, Rise, why not just shield the Night Slash? Well, if I use my last shield there, my Walrein was completely dry, and I put myself in a pretty awkward spot. Because what happens is if I shield the Night Slash, I'd have to overfarm like perfectly, I think. And maybe I can still win. But I leave the chance that Whiscash gets to a move before my Clodsire gets to the winning Stone Edge, and then Whiscash simply outpaces my Walrein to the next move. So that's why we played it the way we did. And it's on to the next set. On to the next one. Here we go. Next opponent. Who we got here? Skarmory. Okay, not the best lead. I safe swap the Walrein here, and the opponent staying in signifies they don't have an obvious answer. I'm going to eventually throw my Icicle Spear after overfarming a little bit. Want to get off the move first if possible to kind of put the pressure on the opponent. And now our switch timers are quite decent. I thought about just taking the Sky Attack because I feel like it's super unlikely he Brave Birds here, but mostly I let it go due to the fact that I'm losing my train of thought. I let it go due to the fact that he didn't swap out immediately, so he probably didn't have a great answer. And look at this, Walrein's actually be able to flip switch. And now here, I don't know if he purposely undercharged or if that's just how much damage he did. So I want to credit the opponent. If he purposely undercharged here, knowing that maybe he knew my team or something, if he was watching my stream, and knowing that that was the play, or maybe he was just thinking 2-shield D-Nair was the play once Walrein was gone. That could also be his thought process. Because if he had shielded the Icicle Spear, I think I would have been in a great spot. Because I could have got a massive wing attack down, and all that energy on Pelipper would have been really menacing for him to deal with. But his decision to just give up switch is going to pay real dividends for him here. I really don't know whether I want to shield this or not. So I do decide to shield. I figure if I don't shield, then he still has a shield to hide behind. And Pelipper is probably not going to be able to get rid of the D-Nair. So we're in a tough spot here. Yeah, it's still not quite in Weather Ball range, but it's getting close. And the Skarmory's still not in Weather Ball range. He makes a catch, so he can flex and let me know how cool he is. But the catch didn't really impact anything. Because we would have thrown Weather Ball anyway, and it would have been the same exact result. So nicely played by the opponent. And in that mid-game scenario, if that was intentional for him to give up switch, really smart play. Or if he just or if he wasn't really thinking about that and maybe he just like undercharged too much or something. I don't know. But either way, a good game nonetheless. Sorry, I just got a message and I got distracted for a second. David, next opponent, Clodsire into double. Really positive lead for double, in my opinion, because we're going to resist the double kick damage, and we can pretty much two-shot double with our charge moves, versus double is going to need like at least 4 body slams to really knock us out. Earthquake coming through. Boom. Big damage to double, and they throw on alignment, which is beneficial for us. He's going to fire off a body slam. Not super threatening to the Clod. The Clod is just so ridiculously bulky. Going to throw another move at us here. Clod takes it on the chin. He comes in with Gligar. This is going perfectly for us. So how you're... Sometimes in Pokemon Go PvP, right, you might be in a really comfortable position, but you still want to maximize your advantage, right? So I'm going to farm up all the way to his next Aerial Ace and then throw my energy. This way I maximize the energy I have for that double that will potentially come in and farm me down. So this way I get off a move. We'll probably force a shield from the double if they intend to farm me down here. Icicle Spear. Oh, no, they just let it go. Interesting. And it's a Skarmory in back. And, dude, Walrein putting on a clinic. Takes out the Gligar, takes out the double, and now getting off a parting Icicle Spear against Skarmory. We're in a really comfortable position here. I'm just going to come in with Clod since I have a Stone Edge, and this way I can just force Skarmory to expend some energy before eventually coming in with my Pelipper. We could just go in Pelipper right away. I'm sure we probably would be fine. But this just seems like a safer play. Force them to expend energy first on Clod, then come in Pelipper. Oh, we're actually going to get off a Stone Edge. That works too. Might force the last shield from the opponent here. They actually take it, which honestly kind of makes sense. I mean, only win con at that point might be like a Vine Whip user that can't farm down. Even a Vine Whip user might have been able to farm down because we still had 2 shields, I believe. So G to the G. Not a whole lot our opponent could have done there. LA Fitness is calling me. I got like a free trial thing that I'm doing to test out the local LA Fitness. It has really, I don't want to throw them under the bus, but it has like really bad reviews on Google reviews. So I'm questioning whether I want to do it. So that's kind of why I signed up for the trial is, and this is a really nice game. We got off topic for a sec, but this game I remember. This was a really good one. We catch the Surf. Jellymeister, bit of a core breaker, right? Beats our entire team, kind of. So we catch the Surf. We're met by a Shadow Magnezone. We're getting kind of hard countered on paper. But we were able to get off 2 Weather Balls here. So we're going to be able to get off a shield advantage. And the fact that they shielded this is actually much better for me. Because now I can completely Mud Shot down the Magnezone and have energy for the Jellicent. So we're going for the big Mud Shot down. He does get off a parting move. I'm honestly not sure if Wild Charge or Mirror Shot does more here. Obviously, I'm aware that Wild Charge is double resisted compared to neutral, but Wild Charge is such a hard-hitting move. I wonder if it actually does more than the Mirror Shot would have done. Going for the Earthquake here. Earthquake does some big damage, and then we're going to catch another Surf. Back-to-back catches in this game, as Walrein is going to be able to absorb this Surf quite well. In comes double. I believe this is the Z-Zwilus team. And at this point, I'm thinking, where do I want to use my shield? Debating whether I want to use it here. I decide not to. And I'm hoping Walrein can still get to 2 Icicle Spears despite taking the Body Slam. Still have a decent chunk of health on my Clodsire. And look at this. Walrein has been such a beast on this team. Gets to another Icicle Spear. Gets the final shield from the double. At this point, I'm thinking, I still have 2 shields. I'll use 1 here just in case he decides to go for like a payback, because that could do a lot of damage. And now I know this is just a Body Slam, so I can safely no-shield this, because Body Slam's not going to do that much. We take it on the chin. We overfarm a little bit more, get rid of the double here, and there's no way the opponent's going to be able to reach double Surf before I can get to a Earthquake here. So we get that one. A nice little win. Pretty tough lead, but we danced around a little bit well and got a win. I was proud of that one, and it's okay to be proud of a win. Sometimes you can you can say that. You can be happy with how you played in a game. And we're searching for another opponent here. Probably like 2 or 3 more battles left in this video. Hopefully I don't skip too far. Here we go. Volcano. Marcy. Claude into Annihilape. Not like a dominant matchup, but I would say a positive matchup for Clodsire because we resist the counter damage. Earthquake, very threatening to the Annihilape. Annihilape's not like the glassiest Pokemon by any means, but more on the frail side. They shield up the Earthquake, and I'm going to let this go. I'd rather eat a Shadow Ball than, like, shield a bait move, so we're okay shielding it. He makes a nice catch onto Lickitung, and then this is kind of awkward, right? Because it's like, I don't have an obvious answer to the Lickitung, so I'm debating what I want to do here. I was kind of hoping he would throw energy at me, but he's deciding not to throw energy. So now it's like, what do? I come in with Pelly now, and our opponent actually times his move a little bit incorrectly, so this is going to allow us to get off a Weather Ball before he can throw his second Body Slam. If he had timed it properly, I think he would have got off double Body Slam first. But we get rid of the Licky. In comes Dugong, and I'm like, I don't know. I really don't know who wins this, because the Annihilape is still very healthy and could be a problem, but we do land the Hurricane. That's pretty big. That's pretty big for us. At this point, I feel like I kind of have to just let this go. We also know that Icicle Spear still is going to chunk that Annihilape quite well. But again, the Annihilape is really healthy. It's not like we can fast move down. We really need to get off an Icicle Spear. Icicle Spear coming off here, probably going to grab that last shield, which it does. Annihilape has lots of energy, though. And now I'm thinking, like, how the heck do I want to play this out? We shield the Night Slash. We're kind of forced to. I catch the second one on Claude, but immediately I start thinking, like, was this actually the right play? Because now he's going to potentially farm me down. Check out the beast. Clodsire reaching the Stone Edge. Oh my gosh, Claude, you absolute monster. Living the counter damage to get to the Stone Edge, and now we can simply just shield once and try and go for the Earthquake here. Our opponent goes for the Icy Wind to debuff us. Maybe hope that he lives the Earthquake, but Earthquake is still a fairly strong move, even though it got nerfed this past season. And a nice little win there. Clodsire literally carrying me to victory there. That was all Claude. That was all Claude, and I think we have one final battle to end the video. Will it be a loss? Will it be a win? We're at, what is that, 3355 ELO. Probably like fringe leaderboard range, if I had to guess. I'll look up the leaderboard just out of my own curiosity, because I haven't really looked at it in quite some time. GBL leaderboard. Timeless travel season. The next season is Season of Wonder. Rise. Yeah, it looks like we're at number 389 on the leaderboard out of the top 500 trainers. So we're just sneaking in there at the end. And here we go. One final battle in this video. Claude versus Annihilape. Going for an EQ here. He's going to throw a move first, winning the charge attack priority, of course. Shadow Ball connects, does some considerable damage to our Clodsire. We're going for the Earthquake here. Earthquake coming through, grabs a shield. And Annihilape going to continue to farm up. We actually wait a turn just to avoid him potentially catching on something. Get off our Earthquake, and he's willing to go down both shields. Very interesting. I'm debating how I want to play this. I decide to let it go. Just take my 2 shield advantage. Come in with Pelly. This is only enough for a Night Slash, so I'm not going to bother shielding it. And then here's where things get awkward, right? So it's like, what's the better play? We kind of want to save our Pelipper for that Annihilape that's still quite healthy. But at the same time, there's no reason he would give up Switch unless he had like another Pelipper answer in the back. So kind of an awkward spot, right? Like, what do we want to do? Do we want to just stay in and play it out and then try and take out the Annihilape later with Walrein? Or do we give up Switch, come in here? So I don't know. I don't know if there's one correct answer. We'll see what ends up being in the back. Annihilape is pretty much energy dry, so it's going to come in. We're going to just throw this right away to get rid of it and hope it's something favorable for us in the back. We've got 2 Pokemon, but one has been chipped, and for us, unfortunately, it's a Bastiodon, which is a very tough core breaker for our back line. So just a bit of an awkward game here because we needed to save our Clodsire somehow to take out this Bastiodon that was in the back, But unfortunately, there's really it's really impossible to make that read, in my opinion, because we're not going to swap out of Clod into Annihilape when we have a Walrein in the back, right? So the only thing I think I could have done to win this game would have been to stay in with Pelipper against Lickitung, play out that matchup, and then somehow like land an Earthquake on Basti in the end game. The awkward thing though is Earthquake doesn't actually one-shot. So you actually need to get Earthquake plus Icicle Spear, which is kind of tough. So it might have been possible if I had just stayed in Peli against Licky. I think that would have been the win con, but well played by the opponent. G to the G. If you guys enjoyed this video, smash that like button, comment down below. All comments are appreciated. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.